Hey everyone, welcome to the G3 Boardroom. Today we are going to be reviewing The Captain's Dead. The premise is you're on a starship and the starship is under attack and the captain's dead, so now it's up to all the rest of the mopes on the ship to fix the systems, repair everything, and eventually what your goal is you have to repair the jump drive. You have to repair it like 5 or 6 times a minute depending on where you start. And then once you get to engage, then you win the game. What's working against you is you've got aliens coming up, you've got these alerts that are coming out all the time that are hurting systems, making it so you can't move, making it so you can't repair things, making it so you can't get the skills you need for doing things. And your shields are going to be going down, and when your shields get down to 0, it's game over.
Yeah, it's one of the lose conditions. If you're at 0 and you take another hit, you're space dust.
Yeah. Unfortunately, and this was kind of something that I didn't like about it is when we played, if you look at our playthrough, we lost because we drew 4 alerts in a row that was take the shields down 30%.
Yeah.
And that's very difficult to come back from 4 times in a row. There's ways that you can avoid these alerts, but we just didn't have, it has to be, you have to have certain cards in your hand on your turn when it happens, and we just didn't have that. Even if one of us would have, we wouldn't have been able to stop that.
Right.
We were like at 10% and we had to drop 30%. That's how we lost.
Yeah. Time for exercise in adding and subtracting negative numbers. Below 0, you're vented to space.
I was going to say, there's a giant hole in your ship. I was going to say, this is a cooperative game, which I'm a big fan of. I enjoyed it. Matter of fact, I was just thinking to myself that, once we had finished playing the game, I really like to give this another shot because I feel like we got a raw deal. But regardless of that, I had a great time. I really, really enjoyed this one. There's enough going on in this game that you never feel like there's nothing to do, or I'm taking the same action over and over again. Now, these skill things are a little tricky, though, because that is one critique I am going to have of this game. Every single one of those alerts, all it requires are blue cards.
Right.
Yeah.
Every single one. It's like, well, wait a minute. So wouldn't you put more blue cards in the deck?
Well, it's almost like you have to have an admiral or a first officer because they inherently each come with a certain amount of blue. But I had 2, and I never had the 3rd. So even when I could have stopped him on my turn, I just didn't. There wasn't enough blue cards.
I'll piggyback on what you're saying there. Not only do I feel there should be more blue cards in there, but there should be like a double blue. And so when you draw it, it's like, oh well, that there's like only 2 of these in the deck, but it's super helpful to have something besides just you must play as an admiral or first officer, so that way you can more easily tackle something that comes out.
But even if you do that, based on the rules, only you would be able to handle it because I don't have any blue skills.
Because see, it's almost like the mechanics were designed as if these alerts don't come out every turn. Because these alerts come out every turn by every person, and they only need blue. But the card distribution is sort of like, these only come out once in a while. Because these guys, I was the one that was supposed to be gathering all the blue because I had the admiral. Those guys were supposed to be doing the other stuff that needs to be done. But it's almost like everyone has to be focused on getting blue every turn.
Well, it begs the question: should you have been able to take care of those on our turn? And did we misinterpret the rule?
If that's the case, then that would make a huge difference in the gameplay.
Let's
Regardless of that, that's my biggest critique. I still really did enjoy the game. I had a lot of fun.
Because if we did it wrong, you may only override an alert that was drawn at the end of your turn.
Okay, so
the diplomat role may override alerts out of turn, but must spend additional command to do so. Okay, cool. So we got it right.
I was just saying, though, that I really enjoy the game regardless of that one critique, that it just felt like if all you need is blue skills to complete these alerts, and only really 1 or 2 roles has that as an extra skill, it feels like you're already at a major detriment.
Yeah, or maybe, like I said, maybe if they gave you a double blue or something like that in there, or maybe if, you're in the war room, so since you're in the war room, you can spend whatever your native skill is to disable it. Something else. It felt like there should have been an additional mechanic to help you get around the alerts. Because it feels like the alerts are hammering away at you, and if you don't have the proper setup, you have the best setup you can possibly have, but you can only handle the ones that are in your turn.
Yeah, my turn. And if I happen to find a blue, and the blue are evenly distributed with all the other skills.
Right.
I think that's a broken mechanic. I think that if you're going to keep this distribution of skill cards, and you're going to make it that you can only solve or override alerts on your turn, these alerts can't be coming out at the end of everyone's turn. There's got to be some other card that, oh, hey, draw an alert, and the alerts have to come out once every 4 turns or so.
Right. Now, I'll give my 2 cents. I enjoyed the game. It's cooperative, which I automatically enjoy a little bit. There's plenty to do around here. You do get the feel that you're running around the ship, patching up holes, doing the best you can. We make fun of each other and laugh while we do it too. It's always fun. But you're not sciencing. You're not commanding. But I felt like we all accomplished what the basic idea behind our characters were. You did do the battle plans a lot, which I made fun of before, and that's okay. But it's your guy's purpose is what you're supposed to be doing. I did eventually science and get rid of some of these things. Dave did do his repairing things. We just didn't get them done enough to get past the obstacles that were put in front of us. I'd love to play it again as well and see what we do. I think we got a bummer of a draw there at the end. And again, if you watch our playthrough, you'll just watch it. It's like the alien battleship just pulled up beside us and just pounded away until we were done. It's like, we're going to finish this right now. Send in SEAL teams, and that was it for us. But no, I think it's pretty good. I like running around the ship. I like repairing stuff. The alerts, though, they beat us into the ground. And I think that there was no one overcoming it.
I think that our playthrough, kind of illustrates the Achilles heel of this game. We were having a great time. We were going around doing the stuff that needed to be done. We were making progress. We were only 1 to 3 repairs away on the jump drive from winning the game. But that, what I feel is a broken mechanic, reared its ugly head and just
bam, bam.
We could not stop the alerts. And the alerts, once you get through the yellow and into the orange, it starts doing some major damage to you. We didn't even get down to the red alerts.
Right. And not only that, I would like to point out that we started this on normal, which means you have to repair 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. You have to repair 5 times. And Dave did repair us twice, right, Dave?
Correct.
Okay. That got us down to Coward. So if we started on Coward and only repaired twice, we still would have lost. On the easiest possible level, we still would have lost. And not only that, I'm not seeing what we could have done differently in order to get us there. It's not like you wasted turns. It's not like we left cards on the board. I think we did a good job maximizing our stuff, and we just fell short. We took a beating from the alerts. And maybe it really is, hey, someone just got to sit on the bridge and continually repair the shields and keep them at the top. But it's not like we neglected it, but that would take somebody out of the rotation.
Maybe this game is not meant really for 3 players. Last time I won this game, we did start it normally. We played it with 4 players. This game goes up to 7. It's 2 to 7. So maybe the sweet spot in this game is more. Maybe you do need someone sitting on the bridge. That's all they do.
That's all he does.
And then one person sits in engineering. And that's all they do. And then the other people try to.
But that's the issue with that, though, is in this game, these alerts will come out and say, "Oh, everybody in the bridge, you're injured."
Yeah.
So if that's the case, as soon as you're injured, you have no choice but to go to the infirmary and heal.
But if you have 7 players, then still after every turn you're
drawing an alert,
doing the alert, and then the blue cards are even more distributed.
Right.
And so I don't think that would help.
I can imagine I take 1 turn in a 7-player game. By the time it comes back around, I'm already in the orange alerts.
Yeah. And I think that's the thing. I enjoyed the game. I thought it was cool. I'd like to play it again. But like I said, it seemed like it was stacked against us. It was difficult, and we got blowed out because of it. Other things I like, I thought the standees were nice. Mm-hmm. They're pretty cool plastic, pretty nice art. Give you some cool torpedoes and stuff. Cards seem like good enough quality. I'd sleeve them. But the rule book needs help. The rule book really needs some help. There's some tricky kind of rules in here, and they don't do the greatest job of explaining what's going on. Even just the setting up of the decks, the way it's listed,
it was a little confusing.
It's a little confusing. Dave, having read a million rule books in his life, managed to figure it out. but it would be pretty confusing for someone to read because it asks you to stack them a certain way. Well, the way you read it says stack them and then do this, and it just
right. Even a turn order, take your 4 actions and then draw an alert.
Turn order would be beautiful on the back of the card, or a separate card for turn order would be extremely helpful. Extremely helpful.
Yeah.
I would say though, if you do get this game, and you probably should, it's a good one. 2 to 7 players, a nice player count as well. 7's good. That's pretty rare. Get battle plans. They're fabulous.
Yeah, you
Very
need.
useful.
Yeah, incredibly useful.
I mean, I love the art. I love the theme. I love some of the mechanics in the game. But I just think that the alert system is a little bit broken, and I don't know. I can't think of how many number of players would be the sweet spot for this game to avoid that. And I don't think you can. I just think that the alerts need to be fixed. Although this game's already been out for a little while, so I don't think that's going to happen.
No.
Thank you for joining us today. If you learned something, had fun, or just wanted to look up this game, do us a favor, like and subscribe. Really helps the channel out. If you disagree with us or agree with us, comment on the bottom there as well. We will engage with you. Thank you so much.
See you.